Alex189 back again with another tutorial video. Today we're going to cover the Vanguard rig. What is the Vanguard rig? Well, I'm going to show you this little Vanguard here with the wheel. What we'll do is we'll cover the wheels, the turret, and this main body here. So, without further ado, let's get to it. So let's create a new scene, new alt. Let's clear those. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll go to where our exported models are. For example, mine are here. And let's find ourselves the Vanguard. Just load up PS2LS to help me find them. I have an idea where they are, but no matter. Vanguard. There's also a couple of static versions we can use which are already put together, but let's not use those because it's a bit awkward. Let's try and find. Oh. Note to self, Lumi Fiber crashes. Alright, be careful with Lumi Fiber. Vehicle. Common vehicle NC Vanguard. There we go. So there's different parts to it. There's a base chassis. In the different LOD versions, we want LOD 0. That is the maximum detail version. Oop. That's a mosquito. That's not what I want. Oops. That's the one I want. Vanguard. Open that. There we go. Okay. As you can see, it's not quite all of it. First thing we want to do is take these treads, attach those using the attach tool to the main chassis so we can move the chassis around and centralize it, and the treads will follow, and just rotate it 90 degrees to make it level, and we'll rotate it again so that the front is facing the front. There we go. Okay, now we'll go ahead and import the turret we want to use. In this case, we'll choose the default one, although you can use a different one if you wish. So I'll use the 150mm cannon, is that it? Call it cannon. That's not the one I want. It must have changed it since I last built these. There we go, that's the one I want. 150mm cannon. Oh, that's the destroyed one, no wonder. Alright. Referral. There's a bunch of these I haven't seen. I'm just going to check these out real quick. Ooh. Now that's a cool one I haven't seen. That's a very cool one I haven't seen. Let's use this. Let's use this. I haven't seen this one yet. And then we'll just place it. That is a very cool one. Cool. Nah. We'll use the default one. Yeah, sorry. We'll use the default one, which is NC Vanguard weapon, 150mm cannon. Okay. Sorry for that waste of time, but that was cool. Might use that in my own rig. Ooh, okay. We'll just rotate it, we'll align it. Bring it up. Our Vanguard, it's positioned to the rear, isn't it? Like that. Okay, right there. That looks about right. Okay, what we want to do, because it's going to be moving, we'll have to weld all the vertices. So select the modify panel, get all the vertices. Select all the vertices and weld them. We have to do this because we're going to be using the different what are they called? Elements. So it's a shame, but it has to be done. Okay. So now we have the actual models themselves. So next what we're going to do is we're going to add a parent controller. Okay. So is that right? That doesn't look right. It's a bit flatter, isn't it? No, that's about right. Yeah, oh, nope. There's a bit of clipping there. Clipping's bad. Nah, it must be. Maybe so there's no clipping. Clipping's bad. That looks a bit weird. No, it must be. Yeah, it's offset. It's offset to the side, isn't it? Must be. There we go. Okay. What we'll do now is we'll add a parent to control the entire thing, so it's something we can attach everything to. So what we'll do is we'll go to the create panel, go to helpers, and we want a dummy. So what we'll do is we'll just expand this out. There we go, look. Let's try and make it around the same scale. So make it in the middle, and then just scale it so that it fits the geometry of the tank. So we can use this as a actual like scaler. And say we're in a large scene where there's a lot of stuff going on, we can hide the actual tank itself and just have the helpers going around, so it'll improve performance. Then we just want to take this and attach it to there, and just create a hierarchy and attach this to this. And then we'll change the go into the parent, click the parent helper, click effect pivot only, press Alt A on your keyboard or use the align tool, and just click on the chassis itself, and that will align the pivots. So now it'll pivot in the same place. Apologies, I have a bit of a cold. Okay. Next, what we'll do is we'll save it. For example, I'll just make a new one, call it tut tutorial. Call it Vanguard. Okay. Next, what we'll do is we'll do the wheels. So what we want to do is we want to detach the wheels. So we'll go for these. Just select, click on the chassis itself, the base chassis. Oh, in fact, before we do that, sorry, we need to apply material, don't we? So let's load up the material editor. Get the Vanguard materials in. So NC Shed Textures C. So it's diffuse, normal, specular. Okay. Let's bring in our RGB tint. Get 3 of those. We'll call it one red, call one green, do that one blue. Apply, apply, apply. Set red to white, set green to black, we'll set blue to black. So that's a red. Bring in the red, set that to black, set green to white, set blue to black, and we'll set red to black, green to black, and blue to white. Okay. If you remember, we want a kind of glow effect, So we'll use the architectural material because we'll have headlights and um, real lights. So we'll want them to kind of glow, make them actually look like lights. So we'll do what we did before: R to shininess, blue to luminance, G to translucency, and then we'll just simply apply the material to everything in the scene and show it in viewport. And we'll change our viewport to consistent colours. Oh, for the treads, because they're a different material, we'll go back to the base chassis that has the treads in it. Yeah, I'll import it. Sorry, I have a second screen, I need to stop using it. So what we'll do is we'll import the treads, so C, N, S. Seeing as it's got no glowy bits, we'll just use a standard material. Diffuse. We'll bring these up. Ooh. G. Oh, sorry. R, B. Specular? Oh, not specular colour, what am I doing? Specular level. Specular level. Oh. It's a little bit wrong for this, so what I'll do is, this is set up a little bit differently, so I'll use the alpha for this, for the glossiness. And glossiness. There you go. So it's a little bit, looks a little bit more metallic. That just applies to this material in particular. That's a one-off case. We're not renaming the material, so treads. Apply the material. And NC shared vehicles. So that's the Vanguard with materials attached. And a parent, so we'll save it there. Now we'll detach the wheels. So we'll do it two at a time because these will all share the same what you call it? Yeah, they'll all share the same axes. So we'll detach them two at a time. Now, these are a little bit of a pain in the neck. What we'll actually do is we'll hide this chassis, so it makes it a little bit easier to select these teeth. So I'll select these and then just click hide. There we go, now I can select the teeth. I'll try it a little bit crazy, we'll do it like this. Select, so we don't move anything. Not that. Let's hide that as well, because that's been a pain in the neck. Oh, forgot to detach these. Alright, I'll have to reattach those because I made a mistake. If you just drag and select, it will select them all for you. There you go. So detach those together. And we'll do the same here. Go to that. Oh, don't that. I'll do that. And then just select and deselect. Any selection method you want to use will work. Fine, you get the same result. There we go. Looks about right. Yep, that's about right. So we'll detach those. Okay. Where's the one I made a mistake on? That one. So what we'll do is we'll attach that again, because I did it wrong. If you did it right, don't worry about this, I just did it wrong. Okay, now what we'll want to do, seeing as they all share the same axes, go on to all of them, effect pivot only, and just center them all to object. That will make it so that they all spin properly. It's a man's life, building a Vanguard, or Prowler, not Mag Rider, because they're gay, and they fly, and you can't really rig them, because they're just blocks. Okay, so that's them all sorted and spinning. Now what we'll do, we'll add a controller to control all of them. So what we want to do is, we want to make another helper, a new dummy, create it in the center of the real one, or the forward one, it's all a matter of preference. And then if you make it around the same size, so for example you can see the square here, and align it with it so that it's in the same place. Got the top viewport and just scale it out. There you go, and just scale it outside of the Vanguard. We now have a helper with the same axis. Now what we want to do, we want to add an orientation constraint, or an animation constraint. So what we want to do is select the wheel, and go to animation, constraint, orientation constraint, and select the helper, or the dummy even, and keep initial offset. Now when we spin this, it'll spin. Sorted. And for the other wheels we'll do it slightly differently. So what we'll do now, we'll go on to the next wheel, animation, constraint, orientation constraint, and select the actual wheel, the actual real wheel. And set it to local, and keep initial offset. Oh, maybe not. World, and keep initial offset. And there you go. Now both of those spin together, you just keep doing it for the same of them, so animation, constraints, orientation constraint, real wheel, keep an initial offset. Animation, constraint, orientation constraint, set the wheel, keep initial offset. Animation, constraints, orientation constraint, keep initial offset. Animation, constraints, orientation constraints, that, keep initial. And I apologise for turning my mic off and on again constantly, but I've got a bit of a cold while doing this, so. Animation, constraint, orientation constraint, keep initial offset. There we go. That should be them all working right. Let's just test it. Look at that. Beautiful. They'll work. Okay, so that's the wheel sorted. So what we'll actually do